What's going on, everyone? So far this year, LeBron James has just been otherworldly. Year 21, soon to be age 39. The guy is just still a top 5 guy in the league. Outside of like Jokic, I don't think I'd trust anyone else in a closing game more than LeBron James, in a game 7 more than LeBron James. I mean, LeBron has just been absolutely ridiculous this year. In 22 games, he's averaging 17 shot attempts per game. He's shooting 55.3% from the field. He's shooting almost 41% from three-point range on just a hair under 6 attempts per game. He's shooting 62.6% from two-point range and an EFG of 62.1, which is absolutely ridiculous. He's also shooting 72% from the free throw line, which is, for him, pretty decent, right? He's had better years, but he's also had some really rough years where he shot like in the 60s. So I'll take that. He's also averaging 7.5 rebounds per game and 6.6 assists, 1.5 steals, and a block with 3 turnovers. And he's averaging 25 points per game. The guy is still unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. He's controlling, dictating games. That Pelicans game was an absolute masterclass in clinic. Dude, the guy just shredded the Pelicans with just his IQ, the way he plays the game, getting other people involved, just scoring and shooting the basketball. He was lights out from three-point range in this game. He gave you 30 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists in 23 minutes. He also had 0 turnovers, which is huge. He was 9 of 12 from the field, 4 of 4 from 3, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. The guy was just as peak as it could be for LeBron James. And I believe that the Lakers owe it to LeBron James to make something happen, right? Now, again, we've talked about it. You don't just make a trade just for the sake of making a trade, because you can also make yourself worse. You could also impact your long-term future and stuff. But the Lakers are all in right now. You got LeBron James playing historically great right now. You have LeBron James, who so far is ahead of Father Time. We don't know how much longer he's going to have. I know every year it just feels like, is this the year we start to see the decline? Is this the year that we start to see that change? And every year he's still been LeBron James. But, you know, he is only getting older. And if you were starting to see a bit of a decline, then I definitely think like maybe you hold off a little bit. But LeBron has looked better than he has in years. Like literally, because he's been dealing with injuries the last few years. He looks healthy. He looks fresh. You're seeing what LeBron James would do healthy in a playoff series, in an NBA Finals. And I think you owe it to LeBron and just the Lakers organization as a whole, because we're about championships, right? Like, winning the in-season tournament would be fantastic. Winning the first one ever, it'd be great. You're talking about the Lakers, historic franchise, LeBron James, arguably one of, if not the greatest players ever. Like, that's good for the NBA. That's good for us Laker fans. It's good for LeBron and his history. Although I don't think it impacts his, like, all-time great legacy. I just think it's another thing to add to the treasure chest, definitely. But I do think that as great as that would be, we're still about NBA championships, right? We're trying to beat the Boston Celtics in this tiebreaker, go get number 18. And I believe you have a team that is good enough, even currently constructed, to go win an NBA championship. But if you can get better, even fractionally better, you do it. I think you owe it to LeBron. Now, if that's DeMar DeRozan, if that's Zach LaVine, the Lakers are a little wary about Zach LaVine. There was a report that came out that, you know, hey, like they have concerns about like the defense and his contract and future flexibility and stuff, which is definitely a concern, which is my biggest concern for Zach LaVine, right? Zach LaVine is more dynamic than DeMar DeRozan. Better three-point shooter. He's obviously more athletic, quicker. He's younger, right? Zach LaVine definitely would make the Lakers better, but so would DeMar DeRozan. DeMar, I think, would be more constant, right? You get more consistency from DeMar, and I think you'd know what you're getting, right? Where LaVine, Oh, there's also injury issues and concerns. He's out with injury right now. It's a long-term contract. Are you going to be able to have the flexibility? Although LeBron, if he wants to, right, he can kind of adjust his contract next season. I think if the Lakers win the NBA championship this year, I absolutely believe LeBron James would take a discount or do whatever he has to try to go get number 6. Because at that point, you're trying to tie Jordan for championships. Whether people look at that and go, oh, that's the difference or not. Look, I've said this before. I think if you don't believe LeBron James is the all-time greatest player ever, you're never going to, right? LeBron could win the next 10 NBA championships straight and play till he's 50. And people will still find reasons. Oh, it took him 20 championships to get there. It's just, no matter what, there's always going to be people that make the argument for LeBron James. Just like there's always going to be people that make the argument for Jordan. Right? But the fact that LeBron is even in the conversation is great. And appreciate LeBron while you have it. But I do think if the right deal is there, for the right pieces, I think you have to make the deal. And I trust Rob Pelinka to get it done. I trust Rob Pelinka to maximize whatever trade he does find, because he's been very good at that in his tenure thus far with the Lakers. But it has to be the right move, right? If you have to give up like Reeves and D'Lo and Rui and, Jared Vanderbilt to go get Zach LaVine, then no, it's silly, stay away. But if it is something where, D'Lo, Rui, and Gabe Vincent along with the first, I think you have to do something like that, right? I know it would suck to lose Rui. I love Rui. I want Rui to be a long-term Laker. But as I mentioned, we are in win now mode with LeBron James, right? And you have to do for him whatever is necessary. And then also, if you go get those guys, one of the Lakers' concerns is the defensive side, right? But if you're basically just swapping D'Lo with, say, a Zach LaVine in the starting unit, then you're still going to be fine defensively. As long as you're keeping Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, you're going to have Anthony Davis, you're going to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. And then also, if you can keep Taurean Prince, which I would like, again, he's not elite defensively, but he's very good defensively, and hopefully his shot starts turning around. He was 5 of 8 from 3 in the Pelicans game, which was massive. So if he can keep that up with his level of defense, right, I believe that if you were to trade, again, just hypothetical, but if you were to trade, say, D'Lo, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie, and, a first-round pick or something, and you were able to go get even a DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, and Andre Drummond. That's the deal that I want personally, but if it takes that and a couple of the young guys to go do that, and you're still keeping Davis, Reddish, Prince, LeBron, Reeves, Hayes, Vanderbilt, right, Christian Wood, you're only going to play 7 to 8 guys in the playoffs anyway. And at that point, you have your playoff rotation. You'd still be 10 to 12 guys deep, right? Especially if you can get other pieces besides Zach LaVine. If you could get an Andre Drummond or a Alex Caruso or something like that, I think the Lakers would be fine. I think you'd still be the best defensive team. You'd be more dynamic offensively. And I think you'd get LeBron that help to where he can weather the storm this year and be healthy come playoffs. Because we need LeBron to be healthy come playoff time, right? If Anthony Davis and LeBron James are healthy, I have all the confidence in the world that we can beat anybody and win an NBA championship this year, right? I mean, look at what the Lakers are doing right now. The Lakers have been very good despite all of the injuries, despite all of the inconsistencies from this team, despite being at one point this season, literally, not an opinion, literally the worst first quarter team in league history, right? Even through everything, the Lakers are still the 4th seed in the Western Conference. They're only a game and a half out of the 2 seed. The Lakers are there, right? The Lakers, by the end of, by the trade deadline, the Lakers could end up being the 1 seed. And look, the Lakers need to build chemistry. They need to continue to grow and develop. They need to do the things that are necessary to get to contending status. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think, swapping D'Lo and Rui, who one is basically just, as long as LeBron's on this team, going to be a minimal role guy, and then D'Lo, who, yes, he's played heavier minutes, but they're not even closing with him. He's starting. So, like, I don't see it being an issue when the time comes, right? I don't think that you're going to have a hard time incorporating and figuring everything out. I think the Lakers will be totally fine in that department. But LeBron is playing so great this year that, one, you don't want to wear him down between now and the playoffs, right? To where he's carrying the team and he's, dropping 30 and doing all the stuff that he's doing, right? My hope is that guys start picking it up. Like, even in that Pelicans game, we had a stretch where, LeBron leaves the court, right? And even in the Suns game, right? LeBron leaves the court and the team just falls apart and struggles. So if you could get a guy like a DeMar DeRozan, you go get a guy like a Zach LaVine, or if somebody else becomes available, I think that would take so much pressure off of LeBron. You could get his minutes down because now you don't have to rush him back in. It's like, all right, dude, you got your 2-minute rest. You're good. All right, get back out there because we were up 10 and now we're down 5, right? It's like, I just think if you got a guy like a DeMar who you can keep him on the court when LeBron's not there and have a DeMar and AD, or have a DeMar and LeBron on the court at all times, or LeBron and AD, and basically have those 3 guys where 2 are almost always on the court. Or even if you did take out, like, how Darvin Ham at times will like to rest LeBron and AD. I know people don't like it, but most teams do it. I mean, the Suns have rested Devin Booker and Kevin Durant at the same time, right? Like, Denver will rest Jokic and Murray at the same time. It happens, right? You want to get your guys rest where you can. But if you have that guy in a DeMar DeRozan who, in that time that LeBron and AD are out, can go give you 20 points on a nightly basis and just completely take over games and get into a rhythm or at least maintain, keep you afloat, whatever, then I think you need to do it. And I think LeBron being as great as he's been this year basically gives the Lakers that green light and that sense of urgency of like, dude, like, now's the time, right? Like, nothing's going to happen till the trade deadline, but I do think you have to look at what LeBron's doing and go, all right, we need to get him help. We need to go get him that other guy. And I know some people are like, how much help does LeBron need? Like, it's such a silly, like, goofy argument. Like, it really is, right? It is the job of a franchise to go and win and put the best team possible on the court. There's a reason the Lakers have as many NBA championships as they have and have won decade after decade after decade because they are that team. Usually the fans that say that stuff either are just trolling or they're a fan of a team that just doesn't have the same mindset of winning championships. It's such a silly argument. Everybody needed to. Jordan had the best team when he was winning championships, right? Kobe had the best team when he was winning championships. The Celtics had the best team when they were winning championships. Magic with the Lakers had the best team when they were winning championships. The Warriors had the best team when they were winning championships, right? Like, you don't just, the Denver Nuggets, right? Like, you don't win championships unless you have the best team. And so the more talent you have, the more likely you have, the more you owe it to just your fan base, the organization, and that mindset of winning championships. So go get LeBron another championship. Do what you have to do. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you somewhere in between? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate you all. See you in the next one. Thank you.